Good morning, 8th grade. Mr. Hale here. I hope you and your family are well, staying home, washing your hands, and all that good stuff. Today is Thursday, April 16th, and we are going to continue our review of three-dimensional shapes, starting today with pyramids. Specifically today, we're going to talk about the volume of pyramids. And pyramids have a similar relationship to prisms as cones have to cylinders. If you think back to our previous couple of lessons, we discussed the fact that a cone is exactly 1/3 the volume of an otherwise identical cylinder. The same thing happens when you are dealing with pyramids. So a pyramid is going to be 1/3 the volume of an otherwise identical prism. In addition to this video, I've also included in your Thursday video packet on OneNote a link to a short YouTube clip that we would have watched in the classroom if we were still in person in the classroom. Take a look at that just to get the idea of what I'm talking about, and then come back to this, and we're going to go through the formula that you need to use. Okay, I'm assuming you just came back from watching that other video. Let's get to work. So our number one here, we have a pyramid with a square base. And we remember from when we talked about prisms that we need to be looking for three specific measurements in order to find our volume. We need to do our left to right measurement, which in this example is 2 yards. We need to do our front to back measurement, which in this example is also 2 yards because the base is a square. And we need to look for our floor to the ceiling measurement, our straight up height. And that's this, which is 10 yards. You'll notice, and this is similar to when we talked about cones yesterday, there is an additional measurement here. We don't need that for the volume. That is your slant. The distance from the floor to the ceiling running up the side of the pyramid at a diagonal. Remember that from yesterday's cones video. We don't need that for volume. That'll only come up in surface area. The three measurements that we need for volume are left to right, front to back, and straight up and down from the ceiling to the floor. So if this were a prism that was 2 by 2 in the base and then had a 2 by 2 top and was just a big box, and it was 2 by 2 by 10, all we would do would be to multiply those three measurements, 2 by 2 by 10, and we would get the answer 40. But this is a pyramid, and the relationship between a pyramid and an identical prism is that we take the same volume formula and we divide it by 3. If you watched that other video, you will have noticed that a pyramid is proven to be exactly 1/3 the size of an identical prism. So, we take our left to right measurement, our front to back measurement, our floor to ceiling measurement, and we take that answer, once we've multiplied them all together, we divide it by 3. That's going to be the volume of our pyramid. So in number one, we're going to do our left to right measurement, which is 2. That's this guy here. Multiplied by our front to back measurement, which happens to also be 2. Multiplied by our floor to ceiling measurement, straight up and down, which in this case is 10. And then we're going to take that answer and we're going to divide it by 3 because this is a pyramid. Let's pull up the handy dandy calculator. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to do 2 times 2 times 10. That should give us 40. And we're going to divide by 3. Our answer is 13.3 repeating. All right, so our answer here for the volume is 13.3 repeating. And since this was measured in yards, we put down YD. And since we're measuring volume, it's to the third power. Take a look at another example, an example that is not a square. Here on number 3, we have a left to right measurement of 11. Let's go ahead and write down 11. We're going to multiply that by the front to back measurement. Front to back is 4. Multiply that by the floor to ceiling measurement. From the base to the peak, straight up and down. That's going to be this guy. And that measures 13. So take your 3 basic measurements, left to right, front to back, floor to ceiling, multiply them together, and then, because this is a pyramid, divide by 3. Let's throw that into our calculator. Clear everything. 11 times 4 times 13 is 572. Divide that by 3. You get 190.6 repeating. So the volume here is 190.6 repeating millimeters cubed, since it's volume. Take the 3 measurements that you need, left to right, front to back, floor to ceiling, multiply them all together, and then divide by 3. That will always work for you. Here on number 4, we have a left to right measurement of 5, a front to back measurement of also 5, and a floor to ceiling measurement of 13. Once again, like in number 1, there is this additional measurement. I'm going to put in a different color. There's this additional line here. That's going to be your slant. That's going from the floor to the peak, but running up the side of the diagonal pyramid. We don't need that for volume. We could ignore it. That will come up again, though, when we talk about surface area. So we take our 3 volume measurements, left to right, front to back, floor to ceiling. We multiply all those together and divide by 3. So 5 times 5 is going to be 25. We know that. Oops. Multiply that by 13. Divide by 3. We get 108.3 repeating. 108.3 repeating. And since this is in centimeters, we're going to say centimeters cubed. All right, one more example. You'll notice on this particular worksheet, I haven't given you any trick measurements. I haven't given you any red herrings, or I haven't listed any measurements on the drawings that you don't need. Every problem on this worksheet and on the worksheet you'll do for homework, they always have 3 numbers, and those are the 3 numbers you need to worry about. You may run into future problems where there are additional measurements given that you don't need, but I'm not playing tricks on you this time. Basically, the short answer for this worksheet is very simple. Take the 3 numbers that you can see, your left to right measurement, your front to back measurement, and your floor to ceiling measurement. Multiply them together, divide by 3, and you'll get your answer. So let's see. 12 times 6 times 11 divided by 3, 264. So this final one is 264 centimeters cubed. Hope that helps. As always, do your best. If you have some technical issues, please let me know or contact Mr. Batts. I'll be on Zoom for my office hours between 1 and 2:30 this afternoon. You're not required to join, but if you have questions, I'll be there. Wash your hands, stay home, be safe. I hope to see you all soon. Bye.